welcome back to Martin's Home and Garden Houseplant of the Week. This week we're talking about the Ceropegia woodii, also called a string of hearts and sometimes called a rosary vine. I'm going to call it a string of hearts for this video. These guys are from South Africa and they get their name from their super cute heart-shaped leaves, and they have a trailing growth pattern that makes them perfect for hanging baskets, and you can even train them to grow up a trellis. They get super cute, dainty purple flowers throughout the spring and the fall. So all through the summer, you'll have super cute purple flowers. They are super popular right now, so if you get the chance to get your hands on one of these guys, you should definitely snag it up. They are super duper popular. But if you are interested in these, we are going to show you how to care for them today. The first thing that we will talk about is the lighting requirements for these plants. These plants are not your typical succulent, even though they kind of look like it. They don't want any direct light. They prefer a bright indirect light. It's also best to avoid low light with these guys because their growth will get super leggy. So if you've got large spaces between your leaves when they grow, that could be a sign that your plant needs more sunlight. Next thing we'll talk about is watering for these guys. Water them when the top 2 to 3 inches of soil is dry. They store water in their leaves, so they are pretty drought tolerant. So if you're someone who tends to forget to water your plants sometimes, this guy is going to be a friend to you. And then if your leaves are looking kind of wilted and kind of deflated, then that is a sign that your plant does need some water pretty quickly. You also don't have to worry too much about fertilizing these guys. They do pretty well not being fertilized throughout the year, but if you do want to fertilize your plant, it will produce new growth, and it will also promote lots of cute blooms all throughout the year. And I would recommend any just indoor houseplant fertilizer or a cactus succulent fertilizer. Any of those is going to be great for this plant. For humidity with this guy, they love just your regular indoor kind of arid, dry environments. They are used to kind of the dry air of South Africa. So regular home environment is perfect for these. You don't have to worry about getting a humidifier or misting your plant. This guy will be your best friend if you don't want to worry about humidity. Next thing we'll talk about is soil for these plants. They want a well-draining soil so they don't stay too moist. If they stay too moist, they can run the risk of root rot. So a succulent cactus mix that's mixed with lots of perlite, maybe even some sand, that is going to be your best bet for these guys. You also want to make sure that you're potting this in a pot that has a drainage hole in the bottom. Because they store water in their leaves, they don't want to sit in water too long or they can get soggy and, like I said, get root rot, which will kill your plant. You can also plant these guys in a shallower pot because their roots are sort of shallow. So if you have a cute little shallow pot that you want, this guy is going to be perfect for it. And the last thing that we're going to talk about today is propagating these guys. You have a string of hearts and maybe you want to make the top more full, or you just want to make a whole nother string of hearts plant. This is going to be super easy. So these plants get these little kind of, what are they called? Tubers that grow along the vines. They look like little gray circles that grow just between the leaves, or sometimes a leaf will grow out of them. That is where your roots are going to grow from. So you're going to want to find one of those. We actually have a bunch on this guy right here. And you are going to want to snip however long you want your vine to be. I'm just going to make a little one, just a little cut. You're going to want to cut just right up close to that. Let's see. And we will just cut the other side because we're going to do just a little cutting. Okay. So you've got the little ball, and you are going to plant that ball part right down into the soil. Just give him a little shallow covering. There you go. Put that tuber in the soil, and then you're going to want to keep it moist. Keep it moist all the time just until it starts to grow roots. Then you can kind of back off on the watering a little bit. But keeping it moist will promote root growth so you can get a happy, healthy new string of hearts quicker. But that is all that we have for you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys next week. Bye!